Governor Gavin Newsom signed a controversial bill today that outlaws all businesses that claim to help veterans with their disability claims.
Now, the measure is meant to crack down on predatory businesses known as claim sharks. These are businesses that exploit veterans, but it's also dividing Democrats and veterans because it includes the businesses that actually do the good work. KC Area 3 Political Director Ashley Zavala joins us now with questions that the governor faces.
Golston, critics of this measure say this could make it harder for veterans to get their benefits because the government-backed organizations have major backlogs. So typically, veterans can hire these services that charge a fee to help. But starting next year with the governor's signature, those businesses will be considered illegal if they're operating in the state. Democrats and veterans, who are now state lawmakers, are divided over this bill, stating that not all of these businesses are bad. Supporters say this is necessary to get bad actors to stop exploiting veterans in California and to crack down on them. I asked the governor today, though, why not take a little more time for a solution that could get everyone on the same page?
Governor, most of the veterans who serve in the California legislature are not here and don't support this proposal. They note that you're essentially outlining an entire industry of people who are helping with the backlogs with accredited VSOs. And at the same time, they're concerned that those people, there are 2,600 claimants who are now in limbo because of this bill. I wonder, I also know Assemblyman Jeff Gonzalez, the only disabled veteran in the legislature, wanted you to take his name off this bill, not even sign it, just based on that alone, that his name is on there in a way that he does not want. Why not just take more time for these groups to figure it out, or why not find other consumer protections that, could have landed so that everyone could be on the same page?
I don't add names or remove names from bills. That's the purview of the legislature. And I'll just say this, I'm proud to sign this bill. It's the right thing to do. I was mentioning to the group a moment ago, I got an interesting text, someone you know, who said he was hired for a quote-unquote load of money and needs it. And was tempted to lobby me today to advance that opinion and point of view. He said, absolutely the wrong thing to do. He said, sign the bill. No amount of money could dress my conscience if you did not. So I am very clear this is the right thing to do. That said, let me ask the author to answer your specific question, because that was debated with his and her colleagues in the legislature, and they can fill, I think, and color in a little bit more of their point of view on this.
The balance is the legal law. The balance is the legal situation. It is against the law to exploit veterans or anyone. And anyone who works with veterans should be accredited and licensed. You have a license, you're accredited. A school teacher, you're accredited. Why aren't these individuals falling into that system to go through the accreditation? They don't want to. Then they'd have to open up their books.
So a Democrat, for example, such as Senator Tom Umberg, who is also a veteran, likened this bill to basically forcing people accused of a crime to have to use a public defender and refuse them the option of having their own private attorney. When I posed that in my follow-up question, Assemblywoman Pilar Schiavo today there said these businesses are more like a dentist operating out of a garage.
Well, so okay, the NAACP has weighed in on this. They're urging the governor not to sign it. They said that it would hurt access to veterans of color or low-income people. So what's the response to that?
Right, the governor was posed with that question. Officials basically responded saying that this bill will ensure that those people and everyone aren't taken advantage of, and they are tracking that racial inequity situation. But again, I just want to note that state lawmakers are here this entire year. They're in Sacramento. They can make state laws. They can negotiate something. This new law goes into effect in January of next year. Simply asking why not take more time this year to figure this out. But I guess the governor thought this was the right thing to do.
Well, as always, we appreciate you asking the questions. They're important. Thanks, Ashley.